Good evening, Tottenham fans. Welcome to another episode of YouTubers Reacts. Today, I have 4 top content creators, 4 Tottenham YouTubers that are going to give me their views today on the Brentford match. That really important win we got today at home in front of the fans. It was epic. It was brilliant to see a lot more upbeat Spurs fans I've been speaking to today. So everybody's a lot more happier than they were a week ago. First, before I bring these YouTubers on, I just want to say a massive thank you to each and every one of them. They all took their time out of their busy schedules today to send me a video so I can create this video for you guys. I'm going to put a link in the description below to all of their channels. So please have a look at their channels, subscribe to them, and like this video so it gets seen more to other people. Now, the first guy I'm going to bring on is, well, they're all good friends of mine, but the first guy I'm going to bring on is Nigel from Pure Coys. Top guy, very hard worker, always putting content out for people. He's got a very high knowledge of Spurs, and he's always got a logical brain like me. So without further ado, I want you to listen to Nigel, his thoughts on the Brentford game today. I'm just going to get myself out the way and let Nigel do the talking.
Hey Alan, Nigel from Pure Coys TV, talking about today's game against Brentford. At last, mate, we have a victory to talk about, which is lovely, isn't it? Listen, it was a massive game for Thomas Frank and a massive game for Spurs today because we have been under pressure. Frank has been under pressure. A lot of the fans already want him gone. I'm guessing they're going to be quiet tonight. But all in all, I thought it was a really good Spurs performance. We actually come out of the blocks. We were attacking. I liked the team lineup. It was, a lot of attacking players on the pitch. And I liked that. And I think Spurs performed to a man. I think everyone was brilliant today. Took our foot off the gas a little bit second half. Was still a little bit sloppy at times, but it was never going to be perfect. It was all about the effort and the performance, and I thought it was so much better. And Xavi Simons has arrived at Tottenham Hotspur. We've all been calling for him to start, or a lot of us have, and start every game. It's no good for a young man's confidence to come in for a lot of money and he's being left out every week. He started today. He took the game by the scruff of the neck. The first assist for the first goal looked simple, but if you look at it again, the run he made, absolutely brilliant run. Porro picked him out lovely and he slid the ball across for Richarlison, who couldn't miss. The second goal for me was just pure magic. Xavi Simons picks up the ball in midfield around the centre circle, loses the ball to start with, but he wins the ball back. That tenacity, that hunger that he has, he wins the ball back and runs half the length of the pitch before Cooley, a really cool finish, slotting it past Kelleher to make it 2-0. You know what, we had chances in the second half. I do think we took our foot off the gas a little bit, but we had chances to get 3, maybe 4. As it is, listen, let's not be greedy. A really good 2-0 victory. I am so delighted today. And more than anything, I'm delighted for Xavi Simons because he deserves it. And hopefully, this is the start of things to come for Xavi Simons. So all in all, mate, really happy tonight with a great victory. Guys, if you're watching, please smash a like. Hit the subscribe button for Tottenham Logic TV. Alan is one of the nicest guys on YouTube. And I will see you on the next one for hopefully another Spurs victory. Guys, have a great rest of the weekend. And come on, you Spurs.
Thanks for that, Nigel. Really appreciate you always backing this channel. Such a top guy. Got an excellent channel. Like I said, everybody subscribe to his channel. I'll put his link in the description below. He talks a lot of sense. He saw that we dropped off a bit in the second half, but I think that was more to do with we were trying to hold on to a lead rather than be more expansive. I think we was playing more counter-attacking football in the second half than we was in the first. I think in the first half we was going all out attack for him, and it was really nice to see, especially at home. So big up to you, Nigel. Thank you for sending your video in. It's much appreciated. Now, the next guy I've got up is a debutant. I said, if you come on today and we win, he's going to have to come on every single game. He's our new lucky charm. His name is Andy from Inside Spurs. Top guy. He's got a really good YouTube channel. Again, another guy that talks a lot of sense. He's very fair with his criticism, but he's also very fair when he's giving out positive feedback as well. Without further ado, I'll let you listen to Andy and his views as well, and I'll stop talking and I'll get out the way.
Spurs 2, Brentford 0. And it's one of those ones where we've all been clamouring for some good attacking performances. We've been clamouring for something to hold on to. And I think today's game was what we were all looking for. You know, that sort of coming of age masterclass from Xavi Simons. It was, you know, Richarlison and Koulibaly looking like an attacking threat every time we went forward. Obviously, Kudus as well. But it was great to see players like Archie Gray back. You know, I haven't really seen a lot of him this season. I thought he was brilliant today, actually. And I think, you know, that's the sort of performance that you're going to be hard to drop from. You know, when we look at the back five, obviously we've all been clamouring for clean sheets recently. You know, obviously we shipped quite a few goals in the last few games. And I think it was a lot of good stuff there to take away from. Obviously now going back into the Champions League games in the midweek, it's a lot to really build on now. You know, it's a really solid, dominant 2-0 performance. Brentford having one shot on target, not really creating anything, you know, not really doing anything. Let's go again. Tuesday night, another win under our belt, ahead of Forest next weekend. And, you know, funny how football works and funny how things can turn around so quickly. You know, going from the world is going to implode and, you know, Spurs are no good to Spurs aren't that bad. When we actually put our mind to it, Spurs are an all right team. So look, let's hope this is the performance that we see going forward and not what we have been seeing. It was nice to have a shot on target in the first half. I can promise you that. Lord knows if we missed that. But yeah, it's always good to speak to Alan's channel. It's always good to speak to all of you again. I know it's been a while. Some of you may know me. But look after yourselves. Thanks very much. Thanks, Alan, for having me on. And up the bloody Spurs. Come on.
That was Andy and his debut on the show today. Thank you very much, Andy, for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. And he's right. Football can change so quickly. I was so worried that we might put in one of those horrible performances at home again, and then the fans would turn toxic and it was going to implode. But after that Newcastle draw, I had a little bit of confidence coming into this game. I thought if we could just build on that from the foundation from that and get a win at home, we can start building on this. And it's funny, if we got a win on Tuesday and then we win away at Nottingham Forest, and all of a sudden we are starting to look up rather than look down. And that is really, really good to see. And it's really good to see Andy really happy about a Spurs victory. We haven't won for the last 5 games, so it really makes a really nice change. Now, next up, I have got Harry from Scarfy Spurs Talk. Very good guy. He's been extremely busy today, so really appreciate him coming on. And I'll let you hear his views on today. Here's Harry.
What's happening, people? Thank you very much for having me. Harry Scarf here, football content creator, YouTuber and autism advocate. So on that Brentford win then, for me it's hugely significant to finally win at home and to win at home as well in the Premier League. It was really important. This is a Brentford side though that don't travel well. They really do need to address their away form in terms of performances, but also which transpires into results. But I think we've got to give Tottenham the majority of the credit rather than criticism towards Brentford. I think we've got to look at Brentford, you know, in terms of football overall and go, look, they do have to improve this away form. But for me, this is all about Tottenham and their performance. It's all about Thomas Frank. So I think that, you know, there's a lot of positives to take out of it. You know, Xavi Simons, you know, starting the game was a real plus and playing really well, getting that goal too. Very surprised that, you know, to see Mwani start with Richarlison. You know, Mwani being on the left-hand side, which I thought he'd done well with, and Richarlison up top too. So it worked really well. Gray, I thought, was well, really impressive. And you know, Brentford certainly weren't their best. So some will go, it's not really a big test. But for me, it's hugely significant. I think it's something that, well, off the back of Newcastle now, I think fans have got a couple of games they can go, look, we can get behind this. You know, we can see hopefully where this is going. We can see why patience is needed, why time's needed, because I certainly think it is. And, you know, we've got to now improve the performances and we've got to improve the results consistently going forward at home. This is a good start. I think it could be a turning point for Frank and Tottenham. You know, I really am still behind. I wasn't behind him anyway, probably regardless of the result would be. But I understand fans' discontent, fans' questions of him in terms of his role at Tottenham, but also where this Tottenham team's going. So this will add some reassurance. You know, this Brentford side are good, well-oiled, well-drilled under Keith Andrews. So big performance by Tottenham. huge result too. Someone said, yeah, it's only Brentford, but, you know, we needed this. We really did for our season. So I think hopefully we can push on now. Slavia Prague in the week. That has to be a win and give us a bit of confidence going into another game at the weekend. So no, I'm really happy. It was the likes of Xavi, Simmons and Gray, my stand-up performers. What do you think of the game? Let me know in the comments below. But make sure you subscribe to this fantastic channel. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Harry, mate. That was really good of you to come on. I knew you was extremely busy today, so it's really much appreciated. And yeah, it's easier to get behind a project if you're getting results, and getting that result today was massive for the Spurs fans to get behind Frank, especially because we drew with Newcastle 2-2. It would have meant nothing if we put in a really poor performance against Brentford. But today we put in a very good attacking display. And I think because we put in such a good attacking display, it's eased the nerves of Spurs fans thinking that Frank is too pragmatic to play that kind of football. He's proven today that he can play attacking football. He just needs his attacking players to gel. And they all seem to really link up well today, which really, really helped. Now, last but not least, another good friend of mine, Luke from Spotlight on Spurs. Again, I had to take him away from his in-laws. What a shame. He said to them, I've got to go. I've got to do a video for Tottenham Logic, so I've got to leave. So big up to Luke for that. Really, really much appreciated. And I'll let you listen to what he had to say on today's game.
What's up, guys? Luke here from Spotlight on Spurs. Big shout out to Tottenham Logic TV for asking me to come on to do another review of the game. This time, breaking news, Spurs actually get a victory. Spurs actually performed well. Spurs actually attacked. Spurs actually had a few shots on goal. And it all comes when Xavi Simmons is on the pitch. Who's shocked? I'm not. That's why I was calling for him. Xavi Simmons' goal and an assist. The goal was absolutely superb, tenacious in his work. I have seen some people say that Xavi Simmons hasn't been playing because of his work rate. I've seen him time and time again put in the work. It just hasn't been coming off for him and when the ball's been played to his feet. He's been a bit lightweight, that sort of thing. Certainly wasn't for that goal. And I've been seeing him get better and better every single week. There have been very, very small improvements, but I've been seeing it. Some people haven't, but that's what I kept saying. If we're going to play, we need to play centrally. We need to get him the ball, get the ball to his feet, and let him play. And if you do that, he will create chances. Shock horror, we done that today, and we created chances. Still some improvements that need to be had. Conceded a few chances, etc. But it's all building blocks. Much better from Frank. Much better from the team. Special shout out to Archie Gray and Spence. Both of them come in and made big impacts. So when you look at it, Spence, Gray, Xavi, all coming in, all making impacts. That's exactly what you need in this squad game. You need players that are going to come in from game to game and make an improvement. I think Archie Gray provides a lot of balance in that midfield. A lot of fans have been critical of the Bentancur and Palhinha central midfield. And I think Gray provides a little bit of balance. He can get on the ball, he can beat his man, he can run, he can get around the pitch. He's good enough defensively as well. But yeah, big improvements. But that is the level now. We need to set that every single week. We need to be at that level. And then that's when we can start going and impacting, winning and attacking games as well. So big shout out to everyone. They all improved today. Make sure you like, subscribe to everyone that's going to be in this video. Massive shout out to Alan, as I said. Come on, you Spurs.
Brilliant. Thank you, Luke. That's really much appreciated, mate. Really is taking time out of your day to do this for me. And so he's right. He was banging the drum for Xavi for many weeks now, and he's been proven right. And I agree with him. Xavi's, when people say he hasn't got the physicality, well, you only have to look at James Maddison's physicality just to see that you can still be a top player in the Premier League. It's not all about strength. It's about technicality as well. He's very technically gifted. He's very quick. He's very skillful. And he's very, very hard to mark when he's on form. That goal he scored today was absolutely exceptional. He won the ball back after losing it. So he's showing that, you know, he don't just give up when he loses the ball. He won the ball back and run half the length of the pitch and scored a goal. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out on the highlights after watching this YouTube channel. And you'll see how good he was today. He did a great run as well to get the assist for the Charlton as well. Great ball over the top by Porro. Xavi was absolutely excellent today. He had a better first half than the second half, but he was absolutely exceptional. He really was. It's the rise of Xavi today. It really was. And I'm glad that Luke also mentioned, and so did I think Andy and Nigel mentioned that Archie Gray, because Archie Gray, I think, and this is one that I've been banging on about, I think Archie Gray is an absolute exceptional footballer, and I think he is going to be brilliant in the years to come. And he's starting to show this season. He's bulked up a bit. He's a lot stronger. He's stronger in the tackle now. He's very, very skillful. He's more skillful than people give him credit for. He's very technically gifted, and he's got an eye for a forward pass. And him and Bentancur worked really, really well today, as well as Xavi. I think that midfield we had today had a lot of balance, and it really just worked. Jed Spence got a lot of criticism from myself as well, that he doesn't impact the game going forward. But today he could have scored a goal. He was impacting a lot of the game going forwards, and he had a really, really good performance. All in all, I'm very, very happy with today's performance from Spurs. We had 15 shots, 7 on target. Brentford had a XG of 0.07 in the first half, so we was keeping them out as well as attacking. So we wasn't open, even though we was playing attacking football. We wasn't leaving gaps at the back. It was absolute dominant display from start to finish. Really happy with this, but again, like the boys have said, need to build on this, and we need to make sure that we go to Slavia, play against Slavia Prague on Tuesday, get another home victory, and then start making this place a fortress. That would be absolutely amazing. All of a sudden, if we beat Nottingham Forest next week, and it is possible, they're on a bad bit of form at the minute. If we beat Nottingham Forest next week, then all of a sudden we could be looking like we'll be in the top 5 again. So you just never know. And it's really good to have a little bit of something to get behind now, because I was really worried that if we put in another bad performance today, it would be very hard for me to keep getting behind it. But I'm so happy. The Newcastle game, great battling performance, but this game was a dominant performance. And if Frank can keep getting these levels out of the players, then it looks like we can have a better season than we probably thought we would 3 or 4 weeks ago. So all in all, good day. Everyone's happy. Need to build on it. I'm not going to get carried away. It's like I said, you could be 2 games away from being in the bottom half again. So need to build on this, and it's good that the squad players are all coming in and doing their bit. Xavi came back in today. Archie Gray came in and both put in brilliant performances. Same with Jed Spence. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's video. Big up to everybody that's been on this channel today. Thank you for your time. Everybody, please hit the links in the description below. Subscribe to all these guys. They're all top blokes, and you won't regret it. Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.